What's the deal, y'all? It's Cam, and thank you for joining Free Our People till it's backwards, because people are free. I'm not here to force your mind, but I'm here to free it. I'm here to open your mind and rethinking what you were taught your entire life and what we commonly accept and don't truly think about. Today's talk is going to be about the corruption of love and relationships nowadays, whether that be friendships, family, or, like I said, romantic love. Let's get straight into it. To begin, we are entering a serious time of what I feel like is a bunch of user culture or borderline narcissism, where we're only using or interacting with people in ways that would only benefit us or to only gain benefit from them. Basically being opportunistic when it comes to people and not having genuine feelings or, real good intentions with them. So with that, a lot of times we see, even women or men nowadays, it doesn't even matter. They have that "what can you do for me" mentality. What can you add to my life mentality, instead of sometimes thinking we're not always here to have someone add to us right away in return. That's why sometimes, they say you reap what you sow, but you won't always reap your harvest at the time you want. Like how they say a farmer doesn't plant a seed and expect it to grow overnight. You have to wait for that type of effect to happen. But with that being said, it's, also like a teacher and a student. Sometimes in our relationships, we may have to give more than we receive. And in the end, that may be better for the person. They may end up going further in life. They may have needed that you in that person, or that person in that exact moment at that exact time, and needed to hear that, or needed you to be there in that moment or period in their life. So we never know. You could have quite literally saved their life just from being that listening ear, or just being there for them, or giving them that aid or that help that they needed without anything in return, because they may not have had anything to give you in the first place. I'm not saying make it a habit, or if this happening all the time, of course, no, stop. But like I said, not all the time are we put here to have equally transactional relationships. And it sounds crazy, but like I said, obviously you should discern between what is abuse and being taken advantage of, and what is simply you just helping out another person and knowing that your reward will come in time. Like I said, the perfect example of that is like a student and a teacher. A student and a teacher have equal respect for each other, but at the same time, we know that the teacher knows a little more, has more wisdom, more experience than the student. So this teacher is willing to sacrifice their time, their energy and their efforts to build and put that potential in that person, to instill that knowledge in that person, to bet on that other person, with the expectation and just knowing and peace in knowing that your reward will come for that, and they will also be rewarded because of what you did. You were the reason and the spark of change for that individual. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should want that. You should want to be in help and aid in the change of someone else's life for the better. I also just want to say, a lot of times with this comes to social media. Social media has perverted and stretched and really made negative a lot of the things or relational norms in relationships, being what is expected in a relationship for men and women. And that those generalizations and stereotypes alone are harmful. Splitting it up between gender, doing gender roles, they do more harm than good. We have it where, women will say, some women will say, because I won't say this, that, men need to provide, men to be caring all the way, they need to court me. But with that whole courting thing, you want basically someone to take you on all these dates, pay for all these things for you. And in the end, you may not even like that person, because you're focused on the material things. You're focused on, once again, that benefit. What can you give me? What can I get that immediate gratification? Where can I get that immediate reward, that immediate gain from this relationship, which and then is not genuine. It's not intrinsic, and it's not emotionally gaining. It's not an emotional benefit. You're not actually trying to have or seek a soul connection with this person. You're just trying to seek and gain material benefits, somebody to pay your bills, somebody to make your financial life easier, a piggy bank. And that's not how we should view people. That's not how we should treat people, because you don't want people to treat you that way. And then, like I said, bringing it back to that, you may not even like that person. You may find that you don't even like who that person is. So now that person has spent all this money on you to court you, and you still don't want them. That's a waste of time, and that's unfair to the other party, like I said, because it can be women too doing this, because there are lesbian relationships, men too, gay relationships, and even outside of that, even straight relationships. Those type of norms should not be held. You should just be 50-50 doing what you can. This is not even the time or era to be focused on those type of things. Men should be doing this, women should be doing this, because like I said, not everybody fits into that box. There's going to be relationships where the man is the cook, and that's fine. Like my dad, he was in charge of making the breakfast. He made the best pancakes. My mom knew she couldn't touch him in the kitchen when it came to that. Some dads I know love grilling. So it's like I said, all about your dynamic, your relationship with yourself and with that person, because only them can judge you, and only you can understand yourself or know what you like, what you bring to the table and what you can't, and what you're truly looking for, not what social media is looking for, not what they want you to look for, not what they want you to believe in, and not how they want you to think. Because a lot of times, even on social media, they want us to be less sensitive, less caring, because like I said, that's where that mentality comes from. These celebrities, they'll say F who you want, get money, don't have any emotions with these people, just move on. If they're not giving me everything I want in that moment, buying me this and that, then they're broke. I don't need to deal with them. Like I said, men and women rappers, men and women influencers, saying and spewing the same negativity, the same weird connotations, things that are going to divide us, while the upper people in this life are going to conquer. They're going to unite, while we're too busy bickering and spreading each other apart, ripping each other apart mentally, physically, and emotionally, just draining each other of all of our energy, because we're not actually seeking genuine closeness with another person. We're just seeking temporary benefit or gain, whether that be physical or in ways like sex, or ways like materialism, money, dates, genuine time spent for the wrong reasons. Another thing that people say a lot, or a mentality that people hold, is to not keep all of your eggs in one basket, meaning basically choose among your options, build this roster of people and choose between them. Once again, you're not actually developing real closeness or connection, or even putting yourself out there to truly learn a person, because you're not focused on one person. So you're not putting in all your effort to learn and understand that one person, their whole life, their goals, their pains, their traumas, their wounds, what makes them happy, what makes them sad. You're only putting about 20% effort into them, because you need the other 20% to put into Tom, Kate, Haley, George, all these other contenders that you have lined up, because you automatically in your head don't feel like this person is enough, subconsciously or consciously, because why would you have all these other options as backup? You didn't even give this one person a chance to even mess up. You just automatically kind of expect it. And then once again, also, this goes back into reaping what you sow. A lot of times people have their eggs in one basket, but then they're mad when the other person is doing the same thing. I mean, what do you expect? What type of energy you expect? That's that narcissism. That's that selfish mentality, that greed mentality, that lustful mentality. Like, what can you give me? What can you, me? What can I get out of this? What can make me happy? And you're not really thinking about the other person or how they would feel. Or that if they were to do it and the shoe was on the other foot, that you would feel some type of way. Y'all, we have to be more mindful. We have to be more empathetic and more caring. How do we want to be treated? How do we want to be loved? And then navigate the world in the same manner, because you quite literally get what you receive. And if anything is better or way worse than the way you originally put it out. Lastly, I will also say that friendship is the foundation in which real relationships are built and can last. You have to have a friendship within that person. You have to understand what they like, what they dislike, where is their pain and triggers coming from. Who is their family like? What is their family like? What are their past relationships like? How do they navigate relationships? What do they value? And the reason is because when you guys do fight, or there are moments that are challenging, you're able to draw on the friend aspect of it. Oh, they're acting like this because of this. Oh, I know them because I know that they're going through a rough patch in their family time right now. This is around that time of year that this happened. Or, it just gives you a deeper level of understanding. How many times, in our relationships romantically, have we just cut it off because they made us too mad, or we got too upset, or we had too many arguments? But then we have friends who we've been arguing with for years. You literally argue with them like a brother or a sister. Or, which brings me to our brothers and sisters. We can argue with them day and night, all day long. And some of them aren't even toxic. Like, some of them are toxic and don't belong in our lives at all. And these are familiar relationships, and as well as platonic. So you should carry romantic ones in the same form. get that deeper level of love, obtain that deeper level of understanding, that brotherly love or that friendship like love for that person, so that you guys' foundation is solid, so that when you guys do argue or there are drama or there is pressure put on your relationship, it's unshakable. I know this person like the back of my hand. There's nothing that you're telling me that I don't already know, or there's nothing that I'm thinking that's bad that I don't already know about this person, that I'm not already understanding of, that we didn't already talk about. So then it's harder for the devil or pressure or opposition or negativity to penetrate into your mind and make you overthink, and then make you cut off or quit a relationship that could have potentially been valuable or lifelong lasting. So all in all, life and, society, it could even be your friends and family close to you, will try to convince you, to be non-committal or to be careless or to be nonchalant, to just not have feelings, or to just get the money all day long, and not develop, like I said, these close relationships. They don't even have to be romantic. We can be talking platonic as well. Things are so toxic and negative nowadays, where people just want to gain. Everybody wants somebody that they can just lean on, call whenever they want, text whenever they want, come see whenever they want, when they need that shoulder to cry on. But it's becoming more and more scarce, where people are willing to do the same, be that friend, put in that time or that energy or that effort for someone else, sacrifice for someone else, put yourself in someone else's shoes, actually be that shoulder to cry on for someone else. We more times want it and feel entitled to it more often than we're willing to give. And that's something to think about, because like I said, you reap what you sow. If you're not putting out that energy, why do you feel entitled to it? Why do you feel like you are automatically supposed to get it? Especially if you're putting out the opposite energy. Stay woke, y'all. Stay blessed. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Comment things you don't know about, you want to see me talk about, you're scared to talk about, or just don't know about in general and want to see me talk about. And like always, y'all, stay blessed and stay loving.